Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
Boys. Yeah, you know, we're getting there. I'm so pumped, and I am so ready for this football team to go kick some ass. When I heard Jalen Hurts say that I had a purpose before everybody had an opinion, are you kidding me? Are you serious? I was ready to go through a wall. That's ridiculous. No 24, 25-year-old kid hits us with a statement like that. That's the beauty of Jalen Hurts, and it's organic. It's real. That's him, and that's why the team has the poise that it does, because of the way he operates, and holy hell, was that something ridiculous. You know what else is ridiculous? How this game is going to play out. I had a vision. I know. This team is going to do what it does every game. They're going to dominate. They're going to dominate in the trenches. They're going to utilize those lines. They're going to frustrate Pat Mahomes because the offense is going to put together a 7-minute drive, a 6-minute and 58-second drive, a 7-minute and 28-second drive, and Pat Mahomes is holding his helmet, and Andy Reid is looking around going, when is it our turn? Now, they can score points. You know, that's what they do. But at the same time, if you're Kansas City's offense and you look at the defense and you go, okay, we need to attack. Where do we go? And they'll say, well, maybe we can get something going with yards after the catch. All right. I like my chances if that's the case. If that's what they're thinking. I like Jonathan Gannon and the Eagles' chances of getting Kansas City off the football field and forcing some punts. I know that there's some stats out there that say maybe trying to play the time of possession game isn't the best idea. If you don't score X amount of points against the Chiefs, you don't have a high probability of winning. Well, those stats mean nothing when you're playing Philadelphia, when you're playing this team. Jalen Hurts runs it for 6. Miles Sanders runs it for 5. First down, move the chains. Their defense just keeps getting backed up. They're tired. You could target the young secondary. Get A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith going. Hell, maybe there's a matchup for Quez Watkins to do something, just based off of maybe some youth and a matchup that happens throughout the game. He's been a little bit quiet. You're always wondering about who the unsung hero is going to be, the one guy that you really don't anticipate as a force, and then here you go, it's the biggest game, and Corey Clement is here to ball out. The obvious choice is Kenneth Gainwell, just because he's been nice and had a surge over the last few weeks. And hell, maybe it is him. I wouldn't be surprised if Nick Sirianni continues to force him in. Not force him in. I don't want to say force him in. That's not the right way to say it. But I think that there's something to be said about the way Nick Sirianni coaches and goes, well, he's been doing damn well, and he's been important getting us here in the postseason. Granted, when you think of the Giants game, sometimes it's such an ass whooping, you don't need Miles Sanders anymore. But the game against the 49ers, he had a nice 17-yard run that I thought helped establish a little bit of momentum. The Eagles can go anywhere on this team. Offensively, that is. They can run or pass. But I think they're going to lean heavy on what they do well. Time of possession, win that battle. And by the way, if you do that correctly, which they can, your defense is chilling on the sidelines fresh. Now Hassan Reddick in the second half is chasing you around. He wasn't on the field like the Chiefs' defense was, getting tired out. Now he's coming with a big storm and a huge wave. Same with BG, same with Fletch, same with Sue, same with Linval Joseph. Everybody involved. Josh Sweat. And Pat Mahomes with his ankle is going to be seeing a big group of men chasing him down. I think that's how this is going to play out. Now, I'm not saying every drive will be 8 minutes long, 9 minutes long. But I'm just saying, I think we're going to work them into it. That's what they do. That's how they win football games. And their strengths are so elite and so fantastic that no team can stop them, especially this defense. It's a very, very, very beatable defense in Kansas City. Young. And up front with Chris Jones, I'm sorry. I'm not disrespecting him. But if Nick Bosa and Micah Parsons do nothing, how am I supposed to sit here and say that Chris Jones is going to beat you up and tear you down and crush the matchup? He might make a play, but I'm talking about taking over a game. There hasn't been a player this year to take over a game in the trenches. Why should I imagine that it happens automatically right now at the best time of the year, the biggest time of the year? Wherever they line him up, they might try and find a matchup. Where's the mismatch? Seriously, think about this. If you're Kansas City and you're thinking of what do I do with Chris Jones? Where can I line him up to see where I can get the most out of him? Where? Maybe Landon Dickerson? Maybe? But I still love Landon Dickerson in that matchup. I'm just telling you, is that the weakest? A little banged up. Doesn't know if he's 100%. There's nowhere for him to go. And while Clark is a nice player too, if you can win the matchup with your hand in the dirt, you're in the best position possible. I keep looking through this roster and looking at the categories of players, the positions. All over the field, Philadelphia's got the nod. Mahomes and Hurts, debatable. Kelce's better than Goddard, but Goddard's still fantastic. Goddard's still amazing. If both tight ends are at the top of their game, which I expect them to be, yes, Kelce's ceiling is definitely higher, but Goddard holds his own, no doubt. I don't think the difference in separation between Kelce and Goddard is big enough to go, oh no! They have one real true weapon. The way they have to use Travis Kelce compared to all the choices Jalen Hurts gets to play with out there. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard, Sanders. Andy Reid's going to get cute with some of his backs to try and get them incorporated. But it's not even close to the same as what Shane Steichen and Nick Sirianni have at their fingertips. It's pretty remarkable. I'm definitely getting excited, though. Thursday, I was calm, and I said out of 100, I'm maybe at 50. It's Saturday morning. All right, I got my cup of Joe here. Haven't had too many sips, though, because we're rocking and rolling this morning on the show, but needed that. But, yeah, we're getting there. As I finished work on Friday and I was driving home from the station, it finally hit me. Like, here we go. Eagles are in the Super Bowl, damn it. Thinking about my plans. Thinking about Howie Roseman lifting another Lombardi. Thinking about whatever quote Jalen Hurts is going to hit us with. Are we going to see him in full party mode or not? Or is he going to be the man that he's been to this point, which is professional, polished, and very calm? While BG's running his mouth, nonstop trash talking. Same with Sirianni. I can't wait. And I know that Nick Sirianni is utilizing Andy Reid, albeit done professionally, and doing it the right way. When he goes to Kansas City, gets a new staff, says, thank you, Nick Sirianni, but you're no longer going to be with us. Even though he did it the right way. Nick Sirianni's a different cat. Nick Sirianni uses everything. We already heard Darius Slay say that when George Kittle went to the media publicly and stated they're good on paper, Their defense is good on paper. They took that in the NFL world like, dude, the disrespect. How dare you? And they put it up as bulletin board material. The defense is good on paper. That phrase. They took that to the 1 millionth degree, the nth degree. I could only imagine, knowing that, what Nick Sirianni is going to do with the knowledge and the experience of basically getting canned by Andy Reid. You know how bad he wants it. No matter what he says when a microphone is in front of his face, no matter what he's doing up there at the media week and all happy and whatever it is during Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before the bowl. Come on, man. He's going to show it to his team. This guy across the way didn't believe in me. One of the best coaches to ever live thought I wasn't good enough. And I have a chance to punch him in the gut. I have a chance to take every cheesesteak he's ever eaten and kick it out of his ass. Family on three. 1, 2, 3, family. Boys, we're getting there. If you can't tell, we're getting there. All right. This is supposed to be a show about you guys. So, anytime hotline. Let's do it.
Broads, Super Bowl. Let's get it. What's been the theme of this Eagles season? I'm not saying the Super Bowl isn't the biggest game of the damn year, but what I am saying is this team has gotten over every hump that it's had to face so far. So it would be foolish of me not to trust them for this task. And I know the Chiefs are a damn good team, but we have Jalen Hurts. We have significant championship influence on our team. Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, Lane Johnson, Jason Kelce, and a whole lot of others. And we have guys like Devontae Smith who have won national championships. And I know that that's not the same thing, but they've been under the lights before. So this team, it just needs to do what it's been doing all year. Run the football. That opens up the passing game. Get after the quarterback. I know Mahomes is hard to get after, but it's possible. And it's going to be a good game, I think. And I think the Eagles have a great chance to win.
Well, normally, I agree that they have a good chance to win. Normally, this team passes, gets the lead, and then from there, they run to work with the clock and all. But it's definitely a different type of beast facing Andy Reid and facing this offense, albeit a lot more of the underneath and run after the catch compared to this offense when it was under Tyreek Hill and all. It was definitely different. But, yeah, I mean, the Eagles traditionally with this team will pass to get the lead, and then they rely on their workhorses and rely with the dirty work and then start running the clock out and putting together some nice long drives, sustain some time and all that stuff while the other team is biting their nails trying to get back on the football field. I feel great, though. I really do. I'm ready for this game to kind of happen. It feels like we've been talking about these matchups for the last 14 days, and we know what needs to be done at this point. We kind of know the X's and the O's. We know the strategy. We know what the Eagles have to take advantage of. There's just so many more mismatches for Philadelphia. In the passing game, mismatch. In the running game, mismatch. Flip it around. When it comes to the defensive line compared to the offensive line for Kansas City, that's a huge mismatch that the Eagles can exploit. The Chiefs have one way to win, and that's put it on the shoulders of Mahomes, which has worked for them a lot, which is a huge part of their success. But I'm going to take a team that can win in a couple different ways. Strip sacks, making it 2nd and 13, 2nd and 14. Now you're going with the throw underneath to try and get something going with yards after the catch. Now it's 3rd and 8, and it makes it that much more difficult compared to 3rd and 4. You know, the other day I brought that up about Kelce, right? How do you defend Kelce? And one of my things was saying, well, maybe you could live with him getting 4 yards here, 5 yards here, but you have to make the tackle. Can't let him get his legs going. Can't let him lower his shoulder. We can't see any Christian McCaffrey type touchdowns. Let him catch the football, but someone's got to be there within a half a second to shut him down. And they go, well, come on, bro. How dumb can you be? Do the math. 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards. That's a first down. Okay, I'm just saying, in theory, you don't make every pass, and you don't stop Travis Kelce. He's going to catch the football. He's going to have 8 receptions, 7 receptions, 9 receptions. That's what Travis Kelce does. You don't stop that. You figure out how to maintain it. And if you think of the entire football game, if you're living with Kelce getting 4 yards with a catch and you make the tackle from there, that's probably the best way you can go about it with Travis Kelce because you're not going to stop him. Imagine it this way with basketball. Embiid can get 40, but if I stop Harden and I stop if I stop Harden, Tobias Harris, and Maxey, all right, so let's say Embiid gets 31. Let Embiid scores 2 points underneath the basket. He's got 32 points. Okay, so he's got 32. Tobias was shut down, Maxey was shut down, and Harden struggled. Now, it's a little different because I don't think that they have the weapons that is James Harden and Tyrese Maxey level, even though Maxey's been struggling a little bit. Better game last night. But if one guy gets going, and that's not even Kelce getting going, that's limiting him. That's why I gave Embiid maybe 32. All right, Embiid gets 32, 33, whatever. That's equivalent to Travis Kelce getting 70 yards. If you hold Kelce to 70 yards and he gets, I don't know, 65 yards, 70 yards, it's Travis Kelce. He's going to get yards. But obviously, they're not going to complete every one for 4 yards. It's just a theory. Choose our brain cells, people.
Hey, this is Jacob going down from Las Cruces in Mexico. I've been an Eagles fan forever, back when, McNabb and Westbrook preached to them. But my reaction is this whole thing is deja vu back to the 2017-2018, Super Bowl run, where we were the most dominant team, and yet we were the underdogs and undervalued, underappreciated the entire time. Why? Why does no one believe the Eagles can do it?
Yeah, see, I disagree. This is the problem, and we need to change this narrative. The Eagles were plus 5.5 against the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. They were underdogs to the Minnesota Vikings in South Philadelphia. This team is not. This team has been favored. This team has been the chosen one. This team has been the team that Vegas said is going to win the football game. They are favored in this matchup. I hear a lot of national people loving the Philadelphia Eagles because when they look at their strengths, they go, their strengths are better than Kansas City's strengths. The only reason, and it's a big reason, but I'm just saying, the only reason anyone feels good about the Chiefs, and to be fair, you're allowed to think the Chiefs can win this game. It's not outrageous to think the Chiefs can win this game. Why do they feel that way? Because of Pat Mahomes. The guy is one of the most ridiculous quarterbacks we've ever seen. But there's a lot of national media people that feel like the Eagles can win because of everything I've talked about to this point. I don't think we're getting disrespected in regards to this matchup. They're favored by 1.5 points. There's a lot of people thinking the Eagles are going to win. And there's people thinking the Chiefs are going to win. It's the Super Bowl with the two best teams in the league that both had 14 wins in the regular season. Just because someone picks Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid, I don't necessarily think that automatically means they despise and disrespect the Eagles. Just like I'm saying, I don't disrespect Andy and I don't disrespect the Chiefs. I just feel there's plenty to make you believe Philadelphia can win. And if you want to rely on Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid and say, well, that's why I feel strongly about the Chiefs, we're talking about the two best to ever do it, maybe, by the end of their careers. It's very possible. I might not agree with you, and I think you're missing out on some of the key pieces that will matter outside of coach and quarterback. But I don't feel look, coach of the year, stuff like that, Hassan Reddick, Brandon Graham, plenty of examples on where maybe some of the players got disrespected. But this football game, this is not even close to 2017. It's actually the complete opposite. You're the team that's expected to win this game. You are. And you got to get comfortable with that. The Philadelphia Eagles are expected to win the Super Bowl. They're favored by 1.5 points. They are expected to win the Super Bowl. 2017 was, wow, backup quarterback, backup left tackle, so banged up. Love that we're here. Hopefully they can pull one more game out. 5.5 was that spread. And they won, which is great. Which obviously means with a 1.5 point spread, the Chiefs are in this. Of course they're going to be in this. Feeling comfortable with my team doesn't mean that I'm expecting a blowout. I say 28-24, Philadelphia, with Pat Mahomes having the football, with the chance to win the game, with 2 minutes to go. It's a 4th down. You know, they're on a little bit of a drive. That 2-minute clock maybe gets to 22 seconds. It's a 4-point game. They're on their side of the 50, but it's like the 44-yard line. It's 4th down, and there's a pass breakup to end the game by Darius Slay. Something like that. It won't be no walk in the park.
Yo, bros, what's good? I just wanted to call and say before the Super Bowl, man, Hurts. I've been on the bandwagon of Hurts ever since he got drafted. I wanted Wentz gone as soon as he was drafted. I was a Foles fan, hated Wentz. I'm so happy for Hurts. The Super Bowl is definitely gonna happen because of Hurts, man. Should have won MVP, 2 games out. I understand why Mahomes won, but I'm just so happy for the kid.
Yeah, I kind of lost me a little bit there with the whole, like, oh, I wanted Wentz out of here the second Hurts was drafted. Stop. That made no sense at the time. No, this is the Eagles pep rally. Eagles pep rally. It's what it is. It's what it is. I apologize, but yeah, come on now. You saw this coming? Stop it. No one saw this coming. Anyway.
Well, luckily for all of us, the Super Bowl hype week is just about over now. So I'm going to go with a score prediction of Eagles 34, Chiefs 20. I think this game, besides the atypical don't turn the ball over, et cetera, is a line of scrimmage game. And I think the Eagles are superior on the offensive and defensive lines. And I also don't think enough is made out of Kansas City being banged up, especially at the skill positions. Hardman is out. They've got some other guys that are injured, and I think that weighs in the Eagles' favor here. You know, Jalen has to be big. He has to hit throws when they come available. He has to get things done with his legs. And my dark horse contributor to the Eagles in this game, a forgotten man, and I'm just going on a gut feel here, but I could see Quez Watkins maybe getting 1 or 2 deep balls in this one and maybe turning one into a touchdown and another for a big game.
Wow, I mean, going Quez Watkins' touchdown is pretty massive. I just wonder if he's kind of been lost in the sauce a little bit, and maybe with some youth in the secondary, something happens, there's miscommunication, there's a breakdown. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously going to be the A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith show. Every time I wonder if it's A.J. because he had less than 30 yards in his last 2 postseason games, I just think to myself, well, other teams know that A.J. Brown is special, which then allows Devontae Smith to have more of a favorable matchup because you can't cover everyone with unbelievable talent everywhere across the field. And then bang, Devontae Smith is the one that might have that 100-yard game or something like that. I think one of the receivers will pop off for sure. But yeah, I mentioned it earlier. Quez Watkins might have a chance. And we could say that basically every week just based off of his skill set. He's the forgotten one. He's the one that people don't realize that, you know, you got to key in on. And then the speed takes advantage and someone does something wrong and there's a home run hit. But yeah, Jalen Hurts has to hit that. He didn't look very smooth in that department against the 49ers, but I think he'll be just fine with the Chiefs this week because he was built for this, man. Like, the dude is wired different. The dude has a different mindset, a different mentality, and it's special. And it's very rare, and not many people have it. And I don't think he's going to let this opportunity slip. Not that he doesn't expect to be here again. Not that he doesn't know that if he continues to work the way that he does, he can absolutely be a quarterback that we talk about on this Sunday for many years, because I think he believes that. But it's your first. And you even see with Pat Mahomes, he won when he got here, and it's been tough since. This could be 2 straight Super Bowl appearances that he loses. Seriously. And that, now winning that one changes it a little bit. Because if he didn't and the Chiefs lose, now it's, all right, Pat Mahomes is great, but he's lost 3 straight big ones. Whether it's fair or unfair, and looking at context, were they favored, were they not favored, were they the better team? No, they weren't. Yes, they were, this and that. That all plays a role, but you lose that over the years. 7 years ago, no one remembers the context of that Super Bowl. You just remember that Super Bowl champion. And that's why I laugh, because, we already know there's excuses for San Francisco. Well, this guy got hurt, without remembering the fact that the Eagles put the quarterbacks in misery. Unfortunately, that's the nature of the business. Unfortunately, that's how the game is played. You just forgot that we did that to you because of the 70 sacks that were recorded in the regular season, 78 sacks that were recorded in the postseason. 78, 78, 78, 78, 78, 78, 78, 78, 78, 78, 78. 78. But we heard from some Dallas people. Well, if Pat Mahomes isn't healthy and whoa. I don't care what happens in this game. I want everyone to be healthy. I'm already hearing fans of the other teams talking about the health of Pat Mahomes, which then takes away from if the Eagles can do this. And the game didn't even happen yet, which tells me that opposing fans and opposing rivals already subconsciously know that Philadelphia is the better team and they're probably going to win. So they're preparing themselves on how to handle this. If they get to the quarterback and the quarterback starts to limp as he goes to the huddle and all that stuff, it's unfortunate. Go win the football game. Go win the football game. Because if the script was flipped, if Jalen Hurts and something with the shoulder happens, no one's going to say, well, you didn't get a fair shot at it, Philadelphia. They didn't say that when Carson Wentz went down and Jadeveon Clowney took a dirty shot at his head and Josh McCown was running on a torn hamstring at 96 years old. No one said a damn thing then. So I love that. It's comical that that's already built in. But that tells me exactly where they are mentally and emotionally. They're preparing themselves for their version of the worst case scenario because they know. All right, we'll take one more here.
Rhodes, man, I don't know if you watched that NFL award ceremony honors. Holy God, that was the cringiest award ceremony I've ever watched. That was like, I was ashamed to be a football fan. That was, ugh. The DeMar Hamlin stuff was awesome. That was cool to see. I think they did a very classy job on that. But the rest of it, oh my God, I'm not even going to complain about the Eagles getting snubbed on awards, which they definitely did. But
no, I didn't watch it. I'll be honest with you. I didn't care about it. I didn't watch it at all. At all. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it for 1 second. Don't really care about it. Didn't care about it. Instead, I watched Jersey Shore season 1 again. I've watched the show 10,000 times. I'm on like season 1, episode 9, maybe. It's getting wild. JWoww is about to punch Mike the Situation in the mouth in Atlantic City for calling Snooki fat. It's unbelievable. All right. Go Birds. 28-24. I feel great. The next time we talk, we'll be champions. Thank you all so much. Talk to you guys next time.